Larry catches the biggest bass.
Got him. Good one. He ate that. We're gonna go fish because I have like an hour to kill. The sun's a little harsh right now. It's up bright, so let's go fish. I haven't fished in this pond in a few months, so let's go see if we can catch anything out of here. I have a jerkbait tied on. I have a lipless crank, a jig, and also, let me look, I forgot what the other lure I tied on was. A fritz side. How did I forget the fritz side? But we got 4 rods with us. We got the kayak, and we're gonna go out here and try to hopefully hook up on a few bass. Stay tuned, because there's more coming, a lot more. Hopefully there's a 10-pounder in my future, like in the next 30 minutes. I don't have a watch on, but 30 minutes from now, we'll be holding a 10. So put our tackle up. I'll give myself like an hour in this pond and see if I can catch anything. Do I need all this tackle with me? Probably, you never know. I fished in one pond before this, and I only took 2 boxes with me, and the box that I really needed was in the truck. Sometimes it pays to bring this much tackle. But normally how I'll do it is I'll just take like 1 box and I'll put everything, like I'll bring like an extra empty box and I'll just kind of bring everything that I need because I'm pond fishing. And I'll just run back and forth to the truck if I think something else might work. But today I haven't been to this pond in so long, I think it makes sense for me to bring my whole box. And since I'm only gonna give myself about an hour out here. Then also I have a new combo that I'm really excited to throw. You know what, I'm gonna show y'all. This is the Zenon X. It has a clicking drag, like listen to this. It's not a BFS reel, it's like a regular bait caster. It's $350, look at it. Imagine catching like an 8-pounder. It's at the side of the kayak and it's like pulling drag. I'm gonna keep the drag loose on that one. And hopefully, I tied on a lipless crank. Hopefully we can catch a few on it because this time of year, it's kind of like a staple lure. Especially some of the ponds you go, you can catch bass schooling on shad all day. So that lipless crank's pretty close. Ooh, all right, here we go. All right, we're gonna start off with this little skipping jig. It has a flat head on it. Perfect for skipping. If I didn't have spot lock on this kayak, there's no shot. There's no kayak in the world that you could be on that doesn't have a trolling motor that would have been okay. And I caught 5 fish, but shoot, that was hard. All right, let's see if we can't skip a few underneath this dock. Let's loosen up a little bit. Oh, that was horrible. Let's try. Oh, off the post. There we go. That's the skip. I just saw one jump behind me, so we're gonna get our first ever cast with the Zenon. This reel has literally been sitting on my dresser for the past few weeks just because I've been so nervous to throw it. I don't know, I've never had one this expensive. Just don't want to backlash. Oh, no. Okay. Whoa. That thing flew out there. Also, these reels are very light. I had to pop up some specs on them because there's like 3 in this series. And they're pretty sick. It's our first cast with the Zenon. Second cast with the Zenon. I could get used to this. Whoa. as much as I want to catch one on this, I don't know if they're gonna eat it. So I definitely just cast around a whole bunch of them with it. So we're gonna throw the jerkbait in there. And then I haven't fished all the way around that dock either. And I'm sure there's a few underneath that. Oh, that's a fish. That's a good one. That's a big one. First one on the Zenon. Yeah, that's a big one. Come on, pull some drag. I want to hear. There it is. I'm gonna loosen all the. Oh my gosh, she's huge. I can't loosen it too much. There we go. I'm gonna mess around and lose them trying to play with them. All right, that's enough. Let's net them. There's our first one, baby. On the Zenon, on the rattle trap. Let's go. Boom. It's the first one on the Zenon. Let's go. That's a nice 3-pounder. I'm gonna weigh it just so I can say what my first one on the Zenon was. I saw 296 for a second. We're gonna go 0, try again. 278. All right, we'll just say a 3-pounder. Boom. There's our first one. See you later, dude. Awesome. Let's go. My drag was definitely way too loose for the first one. Got a whole bunch of shad right here. Man, I only been at it for 20 minutes. Already got our first one. Alright, I'm gonna retie a jig on here. We're gonna try to get a couple more skips. I'm not gonna do a black and blue one. I feel like every time I go out, I've said this before, but every time I go out, I lose 2 of those jigs. So it's just $10 in the hole automatically before I even step foot or make my first cast. Let's see, what colors do we have? I'm gonna go with one of these. All right, we got our jig with our crawl. We got a jig with the crawl trailer on it. rattle trap. I'm so thankful I've had that happen before where you can't feel the lure at all. He munched that rattle trap. Oh, let's go. Ooh, so I've had that happen on a slobber knocker before where, you know, it'll be going, and then all of a sudden you can't feel it at all. That's exactly what happened here. So I knew just to start reeling really fast, and he was running with it. And it's like every time. Gosh, dude, that's a fat one. Look at that, guys. Boom, that's the second fish. That took me a minute. About the same size as the first one. We're gonna go ahead and put them back. It took me a minute to get them on a hook. See you, sir. Awesome. Up against the bank. Boom. I said we were gonna fish out here for an hour. We've been out here for 50 minutes. We caught 2 good ones, so pretty happy with that. Whew. It's a good time. All right, let's see if we can catch another one. All right, since I caught one so close to the bank on the dam side of the pond, I'm gonna fish over here a little bit. This is the way the wind's blowing. I know the water gets a little bit deeper as you start to get over there. I'm not seeing too much action over there, but who knows? Might be worth a shot. There we go. Oh no, oh yeah, that's a fish. I was about to say he hasn't came up yet. Oh, that's a good one. I figured there had to be one over here because the wind's blowing over here, but they're not showing themselves. Oh, that one choked it too. Dude, we got the right lure. We've got 2 fish that'll just demolish this thing. Ooh, you don't gotta worry about trebles in your net when you catch them like that. Ooh, check him out. Another good fat one, he's bleeding. Sorry, dude. There he goes, awesome. Cool, what's that, fish number 3? All in the gold trap. Cool, that gives me confidence to fish all the way down this bank. Man, this reel is the most expensive reel I have ever owned. I mean, that's 2 fish that ate it the exact same way. Just choked it. This pond really isn't deep enough to throw a jerkbait. I'm sure a jerkbait would work really, really well in here, but we just brought it over another one. 100% positive a jerkbait will work well, but this pond really sets up good for like a rattle trap or a slobber knocker, a swim jig. Like a Texas rig has worked good in here. A buzz bait is probably an average of, the deepest spots are probably 8 to 10 feet, but most of this that I'm fishing is probably like 4 to 5, and then over the summer it's grassy, so it's just the perfect place to throw a rattle trap over the top of some of these fish, or a slobber knocker. You know, I've been seriously bass fishing since I was probably 14, 15. So my dad used to take me and my friends and drop us off at ponds. So either 14, 15, and I've done all pond stuff really until this year. I dabbled in some lakes last year, but really was, you know, still doing just cast and pray and hope for the best. But I will say, if you're a pond fisherman and like you have a kayak and like you know there's certain ponds where this works, certain ponds where that works, don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't apply. Because I mean, you find sections of lakes that are just basically ponds. Like there's some sections, this lake, if I had to compare it to something, it'd be like a Gunnersville. So I know how to cast a chatterbait up against a weed line or a weed edge from fishing out here. So it's kind of cool how, like, if you have, you know, 8, 9 ponds that all set up different, I know that's a high number, but if you're able to find one pond that has rock or one pond that you know, has a grassy bottom, one pond that has a little bit of, you know, it might be managed by somebody and it has a good mix of everything. I've learned how to fish so many different techniques in so many different places, like how to rip a rattle trap through grass. That would be something I learned out here. So. I'm not as far ahead as I could be if I had, you know, fished lakes for that past 7 years, but I definitely find a lot of similarities, or I find a new similarity every time I go out. There we go. Oh, that might be a big one. Still hasn't jumped. Nothing too crazy. I think I got him in the side of the mouth. Yeah, got him. Let's go. It's fish number 4 on the rattle trap. Man, they are chewing this thing there. Cool. Let's go. Ow. Awesome. See you, sir. Cool, cool, cool. Man, I would think normally that this side of the pond would just be pretty dead, but it looked like there was some bait. None of it was breaking the surface, but there was just some commotion over here, and it just looked like a good place to cast. And hey, oh, dude, I thought that was another one. That one stopped it. But a stick stopped it, not a fish. Let's hope so. Yeah, we got a few more. We have a gold one though. So that's always how it goes. You start having a really, really good day with the bait. I had caught 4 on it in an hour. So you start catching them like that, and then all of a sudden, boom, hung up on a log. And I know I'm throwing a good lure to make long casts with, but this reel is slinging it. Oh, got him. That's a good one. There we go. Oh my gosh. Do I have 2? No, just 1. Oh, he's long. Look at that. Come here. Oh, there we go. Stop. Boom, there's number 5. We're gonna try to be quick with them just because there's more. All right. Boom, there's number 5 on the Zenon. Dude, we are killing them today. And it's like December 4th, 5th. Most people stop fishing. The pond that I learned how to bass fish at, about October, the first day it would get cold. Probably, just say it's like October 1st, the bass fishing would completely shut off. I fished that pond probably 50 something days a year. No, probably more than that. Probably 75 days a year. And I would always just pray during the wintertime that I could catch a bass. And I swore bass didn't bite. Like during the winter, the second they get cold, like I had never caught a bass until probably 2 or 3 years ago. Normally whenever it would get cold, I would just kind of get frustrated and like stop fishing. But I think maybe the year I got my channel, I started to explore like some different ponds, and I started catching fish on jigs. And I was catching them like shallow up against the bank, and it was really eye-opening for me. Because I remember thinking, I was like, man, whenever winter, like my first year on YouTube, I was like, whenever winter comes around, I'm gonna be screwed. Like I'm not gonna be able to post a video. But I started having to get outside my comfort zone and move around and actually find some fish that would bite during the winter time. All right, that was our first one with silver. They're kind of blowing up through here, chasing bait. Oh, of course I cast all the way over there. And they're blowing up right here in front of the kayak. So this retrieve that I'm doing, I'm just trying to imitate a dying bait fish. I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks. This has been the bite in really most of the ponds that I've been fishing. The lakes, not so much. The lakes, I've been catching them on a jig, but all the ponds, either a rattle trap like this or a jerk bait has been the money. And all I'm doing is just casting it out and yo-yoing it back in. And what that imitates is as it gets colder, the shad starts to die a little bit. And this just looks, let's see. No, that wasn't a fish. But as the water temp drops, shad are gonna start dying off, and they say that that's what imitates a dying shad. It's this yo-yo technique. Honestly, this is one of my favorite ways to catch fish. If I can't just do a constant retrieve like this, the yo-yo is a lot of fun because it's almost like a jerkbait cadence in a lot of ways, where you have that twitch pause, and a lot of times they'll eat it on the pause. So same thing with this. Whenever you yo-yo or whenever you cast it out, I'll let it sit for a second and let it hit the bottom, and then that first pop off the bottom, a lot of times they'll pick it up because they'll be looking at it on the bottom, and then the second it goes to move, they'll react to it and just grab it, and then they got a mouthful of treble hooks and it's too late. Our biggest one today is probably like a 3 or so pounder. Man, I feel like this reel is going to be one of my favorite, and you don't realize how light it is until you pick up a different rod. Like I picked up that rod earlier when I was throwing the jig, and I was like, man, this one's heavy because it's so light. And then they also make a Zenon rod that's like $400 or $500. So if y'all like this video, if we get this video to 500 likes, I'll get that one. But y'all are gonna have to really like this video, because that'll put us at, this reel's $350. The rod is what, $400 or $500. So that'll be almost a $1,000 bass fishing combo. If you told me I would own a $1,000 bass fishing combo potentially 3 years ago, I probably would have slapped you in the face. Man, get out of my face, never. And, I mean, this reel, okay, here's my honest opinion on it. This reel is really nice, don't get me wrong. But one, I only have one part. Let me say this before, I only have one part. I feel like if you have the rod too, then it's like, wow. But for me personally, like I'm gonna do some kayak tournaments and stuff next year. But for me personally, I don't know if I could justify spending $350 when I could have 2 or 3. Now, if I had a specific purpose that I wanted to get this for, now that's totally different. Don't get me wrong, it's a great reel, and honestly, the clicking drag might be enough for me, because that's kind of like the equivalent of like having the Corrado DC and having the ding sound whenever you hook one. And this one, and hearing that click and drag, especially, I haven't hooked a big one yet, but I know if you hook like a 7 or 8 pounder and you just catch one that's just digging, I can't imagine what that's gonna feel like. So that's pretty sick. But I mean, at the same time, just $350 for one. I mean, you can spend $150 2 times and have 2. I don't know. I think this one's definitely, I really like it, and I feel like it's definitely going to grow on me, and it's probably going to start popping up in a lot more videos, or it definitely is, but I don't know. This definitely isn't a beginner reel. This is definitely for, you know, somebody that's, you're taking bass fishing serious and you have a designated purpose for this one. I feel like this would probably be really, really sick with a jerkbait combo. So here in the future, I might put on a jerkbait rod. If I could get the Zenon rod in like a 16, I feel like this would be pretty sick for a jerkbait. But also too, I know this reel's probably not built for like a flipping bite, but like, you know, catching like a big one, punching in some grass on like light. I don't know. I have to explore with it a little bit. I don't know what category to put it in. All right, guys, so we're gonna do this a little bit backwards. I already talked about the reel, we already fished with it a little bit, but I'm gonna unbox it, you know, a little bit reverse, because the unboxing experience with this reel is second to none. So it's definitely the coolest reel I've ever unboxed, and I just wanted to share that with you. Also, I pulled up the specs that I flashed up on the screen. I think I covered everything. So they have these, there's 3 tiers of the bait caster, and then also there's a spinning version of this, just as light. It's definitely one of those reels, if you're able to feel it or pick it up for yourself in a tackle shop, whether you're gonna buy it or not, I think it's definitely an interesting one just to open. So you got this little sleeve over your box, pretty sweet. I've never opened a reel like this before, so when I was opening, I was all smiles the whole time for the first time. Still all smiles. Nice iPhone style box open. Whoa, it comes with this nice travel case, carrying case, as a $350 reel should, in my opinion. I feel like all reels over $100 probably come with this. So whenever I'm traveling with this reel, it's definitely probably gonna go in this case or in like a plain old reel case or something. All right, so you open it, you got 2 layers of styrofoam. Of course, I've already used it, so reel already has line on it. This is a 6:8 to 1 gear ratio reel. This reel is super light. I mean, if you can get your hands on one of these just to feel it for yourself, it's almost scary. It doesn't feel real. It feels fragile how light it is, but I promise you it's not fragile. We caught a couple 3-pounders and a couple bigger fish. Not any giants, but some bigger ones. I haven't caught any really big ones on it yet, but the reel's solid. It's crazy for how it feels, how light it is, how solid it is. Super smooth reel, of course, as you'd hope. It has a lube port on it, so you can add lube to it without having to open the reel up. I think that's pretty cool. Then in your carrying case, it's just styrofoam on this side. And over here you have your warranty card, and then the exploded diagram, and then also your like service card, or to, I think this is to register the product. So I really enjoyed using this reel today. It was a lot of fun. If you want me to pick up the rod, let me know. I put a light goal. I don't remember what the light goal is, but we have a light goal for it. The reel's phenomenal, phenomenal. Like I said in the video, I don't think this reel is just for anybody. I think you really have to have a dedicated purpose for this reel, because it's a $350 reel. You can do a lot with $350, especially in the fishing world. You can buy a whole bunch of baits, a whole bunch of rods and reels. But if you're able to, I think it's definitely one of those you have to put your hands on, and you probably will end up with one. So if you have one of these, or if you're thinking about it, let me know down below in the comments. I'd actually like to know if any of you have one, and then what do you use it for? I think this is a good general purpose, all-purpose reel, but also too, I'm gonna do some experimenting with it. I probably will end up getting the rod and doing some experimenting with it, just to see what I like to use it for, what I think it'll excel at. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is the most expensive probably video I've ever done on this channel, $350 reel, and then we're gonna buy a $400 rod to go along with it eventually. So with that being said, leave a like on the video so I can afford to eat. I don't have to decide whether I need to eat this week or I need a $400 rod, because the rod will probably win, and I can eat the fish I catch with the rod. So with that being said, don't forget to fish tomorrow, and have a good day. Peace. Good to talk to y'all once again. See y'all on the next one.
Chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them flock, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.